22, and I'm also HIV positive. I've been HIV positive since I was 18. One of the things that our program does is during the outreach, we ask the youth if they would like a sandwich or a sandwich packet, which contains a granola bar, some fruit snacks, a drink, and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So, you know, I try to make the best of what I can. We only got limited resources to do this. Every night that an outreach is done, we're only allowed to make 10 sandwiches a night. If we make more than that, we'll probably overexceed our funding for the week.
A lot of these young people are very resilient, and more resilient than I think we give them credit for. They're just amazing, and they make it through things that most people could never imagine, and they come out alive, and they come out with resources that, you know, just make you say, wow, the human spirit is so amazing. So some of them do, but very damaged, very damaged.
And now it's like the prospect of getting the apartment or getting house and stuff started, that's all down the drain. I know, but and that's bothering the hell out of me. And see, that just now that friend of mine that I was speaking to, he was just saying, oh, you're gonna have to go into a shelter. And I was like, I know. And he was like, and when I asked him if I can come tonight, he said, yeah, but you can't make this a habit.
There's this debate. How many are there? You know? I mean, let's go to the most ridiculously low number that you could come up with. I think the number is 20,000. Let's say it's 3,000. Well, how many beds are there available? You know, 100? Several hundred? So there's still thousands of young people with no appropriate place to go. The argument, you know, comes to, let's argue about whether it's 20,000 or 3,000. The real issue is, you know, why are there any?
My name is Kate Barnhart. I'm the director of the Sylvia's Place Shelter for lesbian, bisexual, gay, and transgender youth. Well, the function of the shelter is to provide emergency accommodations in the sense of a place to sleep that's safe for youth who become homeless because they are gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgender. We also provide food, clothing, referrals, medical care, basic services.
Young people are really limited on where they can go that are youth-appropriate services. And for emergency, which is really what our focus is, I have really like 2 or 3 choices. And if they've gotten in trouble in those 3 places, then I'm left with either the adult shelter system, which really is not safe for, it's not safe for adults, so it's even less safe for adolescents or young adults.
A lot of our youth have curfews, and they have to work till 1 o'clock in the morning, and when they get to the shelter says, sorry, I gave your bed away.
Living in the shelter, that's hard because I have a curfew, and this month I have to work till 1 o'clock. And then they be like, if you come in after 10, you lose your bed, that's not fair.
And with me having the job that I have, a curfew would cause me to lose the only income that I have coming in at the moment in time. I can go to a shelter, but they would be at an adult shelter, and they most likely they would not be equipped to handle, for one, my medical needs.
And when you're living in a shelter system where you're transient all the time, you have to carry everything with you. All of your belongings go with you. Everything that you own goes with you all of the time. Like, I don't think that people realize what that would be like to carry everything that they own with them all of the time, because you can't leave it at the shelter.
You're kicked out of a shelter for like 12 hours a day, or even more. And the only thing that's going through your mind is, what am I gonna do to make this time pass so I can go back home and sleep? I mean, it's like being a tourist without money, you know? It's really bad.
You know, you're in double jeopardy if you identify as lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender. Transgender youth, you know, would ride the train over going into a shelter in a second. And so they spend the night on the train and miss work the next day, and so they have to start the cycle all over again.
I've been gay bashed, I've been raped by heterosexual men, you know, or I've been through all kinds of things that they thought was gonna go and change my lifestyle.
I feel that every day I have to prove myself to people that I am worthy to be Jasmine, that I'm worthy to live my life as a woman. My father, he asked me, he's like, why are you like that? And I'm like what? And he's like that, like that. And I'm like, well, Papi, you know, I've always been like this my whole life. A family should be supportive, a family should help you out. And that day, I realized and I learned that my family didn't give a fuck about me.
I know I always wanted to be a girl. I started dressing up when I was 15, and then at 17, I started taking hormones, and I just said, one day I just woke up and I said, this is what I want to do. This is what I have to do. I didn't feel comfortable walking in the streets as the other person.
I can blend in with society. I'm smart enough and intelligent enough to graduate from college and hold down a job where it's not, I'm sex working. I'm HIV negative and I don't have an STD. So how do I fit the stereotypes of being transgender? I didn't want that, so now it's like I can say that I am not that.
When parents and caregivers don't accept young people for who they are, their sexual identity, you're telling them, you know, well, here's your choice. You know, change who you are, change the very core of your being, or go live on the street in that world of crime and adult predators and peer predators. And that's a horrible choice if you really do care about your kid.
I remember when I was a kid in Utah, and the only time I was allowed to get out of my room was to go and do chores. My stepfather was a sergeant first class, and he used to do some horrible shit to me. He had kind of like a sexual appeal towards me. Well, my foster mother, she didn't like it, but I think her dedication to family was more important to her than her safety of her children. So she couldn't really stop what he was doing. It could have made me go into a self-destructive pattern, and it could have an effect on the reasons why I'm here today.
I was so afraid of the night. You seemed to move through the places that I feared. You lived inside my world so softly, protected only by the kindness of your nature. You are my sister, and
honestly, you have to be honest, Mommy. Y'all didn't accept me.
We accepted you. We didn't have no distinction. We took him to church. We bought him clothes.
Yeah, but that's different.
And he was one of the family.
I had a real issue with them accepting me. One, because I liked the men. You understand what I'm saying? And they didn't like that. So if my friends accepted me and all I had to do was get money so I can use drugs with them, then by any means necessary at that point. I was young then, though. Me smoking weed, yeah, weed got me kicked out of here.
It was the harassment for money.
Yeah, too.
That was the main thing. I had to give him so much money. All the problems we went through with him, trying to, talk to him and give him money and things like that, we still accepted him because I believe what I believe. I raised Adrian. I know Adrian is my son. I'll stick with that as long as I live. He's my son. Wherever he want to choose, change over to, it's up to him. I respected him. We bought him gifts. We did things. My daughter took him on trips. We had no distinction in him. He was always here. Maybe he felt that way, but we didn't. I didn't treat him no differently.
See the difference? No, my face really never changed. I don't think, but I had big teeth, nice teeth, and now my teeth are all yellow. This picture is when I was able to do a full split. Can't do it no more, but this